Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or much depending on your location. Please join in the struggle to liberate our people from the contraption. Like and share videos. Today is Monday, the 22nd day of April 2024. I bring you news updates. Fûláñî promised jihad inevitable. Allow us to go. That's according to the Yoruba self-determination movement. Yes. Now talking about Professor Banji Akintoye and Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly called Igboho. Yes, the leader of the Yoruba National Defense. Yes, they are talking about their own self-determination. They asked Tinubu to allow them to go. Yes, in an open letter written to Bola Tinubu, the both Professor Akintoye and Sunday Igboho, they are asking for, or they are seeking for, a peaceful breakaway from Nigeria. Yes, in that open letter, they addressed to their Kinsman, Bola Tinubu, asking him to allow them to go, to exit Nigeria. Yes, they cited many reasons for that, including the attacks on Yoruba communities by Kinsmen. Yes, the letter dated April 17, 2024, jointly sent by Professor Banji Akintoye, Chief Sunday Adeyemo, popularly called Igboho, and also Otumba Ola Ademola, that's the Vice Chairman, Yoruba Self-Determination Movement. They said, quote, "We have the honor to send to Your Excellency this important letter on behalf of the many millions of Yoruba people at home in Yoruba land, in Nigeria and in the Yoruba diaspora in almost all countries across the world. We send this letter most respectfully to Your Excellency as a follow-up to our earlier letter dated August 6, 2022, which we delivered to your predecessor, President Muhammadu Buhari, in his exalted position then as President of Nigeria. Since 2015, the Fulani have been killing widely among the other peoples of Nigeria, including us Yoruba, destroying farms, villages, and other assets, kidnapping men, women, and children, extorting large amounts of money as ransom from friends and family of the kidnapped, and repeatedly asserting their intention to seize the homelands of all the indigenous peoples of Nigeria for the purpose of turning all into a Fulani homeland. In the Middle Belt, horrendous bloodletting is going on. Very many families have been forced into internally displaced people's camps, and many of their villages have been seized by the Fulani and renamed as Fulani villages. In our Yoruba homeland, our people are resisting somewhat better, but the Fulani attacks and killings and kidnappings are unrelenting and are coming daily, leading to horrific instability and forcing most of our farmers to abandon farming altogether, thereby dooming Yoruba people to years and years of famine. According to an unofficial estimate, the Fulani have killed as many as 29,000 Yoruba people in the years since 2015. All these actions by the Fulani are, to us, Yoruba, a sufficient reason for our seeking to separate our Yoruba nation from Nigeria. Most of us Yoruba have no confidence in the restructuring that some of our most respected Yoruba leaders, such as our fathers, in our highly exalted Afenifere, are advocating. And our reason is that we know that restructuring cannot keep the Fulani marauders away from our homeland, since after restructuring, the Fulani will still be Nigerians like us and will still have full citizens' rights to come in large numbers and with weapons and intent to kill and destroy and seize land to our homeland. Their spokespersons have said again and again, unambiguously, that their Fulani nation has prepared all its citizens to fight their current war of subjugation and land seizure for decades and even centuries to come. We Yoruba must not underestimate the Fulani. We must not condemn our people to Fûláñî killings, destruction, raping, kidnapping, and extortion of ransom for decades or centuries to come. Our Yoruba nation may not survive such prolonged battering. Mr. President, another crucial matter that we Yoruba must bring before Your Excellency is the horrific and seriously disturbing character of the attitude and the utterly disrespectful approach of one of the nations of Nigeria, namely the Fûláñî nation, to the federal government and the sanctity, integrity, and dignity of the Nigeria state and the public order. Your Excellency, since your inauguration as President of Nigeria in May 2023, the Fûláñî have stepped onto such a high level of national devastation as to add mightily to our reasons for seeking to separate our Yoruba nation from Nigeria. We ask you to witness, Your Excellency, the two declarations of war by the Fûláñî against the President and the federal government of Nigeria and against the entire Nigerian polity. First, Fûláñî Declaration of War, January 24, 2024. In this first declaration, the Fûláñî demand immediate release of the leader of Miyetti Allah, Bello Bodejo, who was arrested for illegally creating an armed Fûláñî force which he intended to deploy to all states of Nigeria. The Fûláñî Declaration commands, we hereby reiterate our demand for the release of Bello Bodejo. We hereby give 72 hours notice. Failure to release him, the Nigerian government will hear from us. Threaten that because the Fûláñî elders had failed to secure a Fûláñî successor or a person who would protect Fûláñî interests to succeed President Buhari in 2023. The Fûláñî have decided that their response is inevitable jihad. Both of these declarations of war were proclaimed by the top Fûláñî organization named Fûláñî Nationalist Movement, FUNAM, and were signed by its president and vice, Omahami Shehu Ambadu Salisu Amadu. At the same time as the Fûláñî Nationalist Movement has been issuing their declarations of war, leading members of the Fûláñî traditional and political elite, the Sultan, Emirs, former presidents and vice presidents of Nigeria, former ministers in the Nigerian federal government, former and current members of the Nigerian National Assembly, others, all of whom never raised a voice against President Buhari's egregious misgovernment and hideous corruption for 8 years, have been vociferously and persistently castigating President Tinubu over virtually every official action of his, threatening that the northern masses will rebel against him, and threatening that the Nigerian military will sack his government. The Fûláñî elite seem to be saying, in effect, that they intend to make Nigeria ungovernable for President Tinubu and that they would never accept any official action of his. Your Excellency, the above plus all the matters raised by us in a letter to President Muhammadu Buhari and dated August 6, 2022, copy of which letter we hereby respectfully attach to this letter, is the fullness of our respectful message to Your Excellency. Your Excellency, we Yoruba self-determination movement acting for and on behalf of our 60 million Yoruba people of the Ekiti State, Lagos State, Ogun State, Ondo State, Osun State, and Oyo State, plus the Yoruba local government areas of Kogi State and Kwara State, and plus the Shekiri homeland of Delta State, altogether constituting the Yoruba in Nigeria, hereby most humbly place our crowning request before Your Excellency as follows: that the Nigerian federal government shall, within the next 2 months, but not later than June 15, 2024, inform us, Yoruba self-determination movement, that the Nigerian federal government have graciously agreed to a proposal for negotiation, and that they have set up a negotiation team that will meet and dialogue with our Yoruba nation's negotiation team. that as soon as we receive the communication from the Nigerian federal government in response to this request of ours for negotiation, we shall forward the list of a negotiation team to the Nigerian federal government, that the Nigerian federal government's negotiation team and the negotiation team shall meet to appoint co-chairpersons to agree on a date for the first negotiation meeting, to the negotiation venue, and to the negotiation agenda and process, that the Nigerian federal government shall invite the United Nations, African Union, and the Economic Community of West African States to send observers to the negotiation meetings.